Hello everyone, Brett the Comic Novice here, and DC Comic solicits for May 2025 are out. The news of the writers and the artists that they are connected to for some of these ongoing or new miniseries that are going to be happening are going to be revealed here. I am very excited to see what is in store for May and also beyond, as these will have repercussions going forward. Also, what collected editions DC is going to be soliciting for their new DC Finest line, as well as their omnibuses. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as I sit and go through the DC Comic full slate of solicits for May 2025. And I obviously, with that headline, we already know that DC Comics has Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee continuing the Hush storyline for Batman, since Chip Zdarsky has now officially walked away or has been released from the titles, or the main Batman story title. And then, of course, we will have, at one point in time, the Dan Slott, the second story that he'll be writing. Well, he wrote the Summer of Superman for May. So now we'll finally get the full solicit for the Superman Unlimited. And again, for a previous video that I've done, there is the main cover done by, Raphael Albuquerque. I am very excited for this book. I am a sucker for some of these celeb, the World's Finest that had William Shatner, World's Finest that had Nick Cage as Superman or Super Nick Cage or whatnot. I'm not sure I can get behind this. What is his name? I totally forgot what his name is. The variant cover with James Gunn. There we are. Yeah, lots of interesting variant covers. I think it'll be interesting to see. I have a positive outlook on what Dan Slott can do for DC. I like that. Hopefully, this is a standard. I believe it's a standard edition comic. It is 32 pages. 32 pages, $4.99. So at least we're not getting, ups. I think that's also one of the things that I want to do as I'm going through these is I have so many series that I have ongoing or whatnot. What should I just kind of purge because of the concern of maybe, these comics that go from $4.99 to suddenly now $5.99, $6.99 or whatnot. And I think that that's where some of these DC Finest and also the omnibuses become a little bit more appealing because you have single thing there. And of course, you can get it cheaper from other means should you get there. So we have the Summer of Superman heats up with a brand new ongoing series taking the DCU by storm when an asteroid the size of Metropolis hurls towards collision with planet Earth. The Justice League dispatches Superman, of course, to avert the crisis, but a sinister threat lurks within that will change the world like never before, and this danger glows green. Okay, so... And interesting. So if we go back up, obviously we have the satellite, which is currently back in form with Justice League Unlimited. We have the kryptonite that is heading to Earth in this asteroid. So it sounds like this first one is going to be a doozy. It's just going to be interesting to see what they plan on doing with Superman, Lex Luthor, and if Dan Slott is going to be creating... Again, hopefully not into the Superman verse, but hopefully, be able to create some brand new characters that are appealing, much unlike what occurred with Brian Michael Bendis. Batman 160, we have Hush. This is the second series of Hush. And again, one of these things I'm very excited for. I do appreciate Jim Lee's art. I know that it is sometimes can be controversial. But I appreciate the artists that have come before my time, or when I actually was a teenager, not collecting comic books. But I'm appreciative of him working back on this, and it's going to be quite interesting. All the solicit says is the gentleman's name is Silence, and his alliance with Hush will destroy Batman. Interesting. We finally now have a Supergirl comic, which the last time we had one, it concluded only on the last two or three issues were only available through Comixology, and if you wanted to own it physically, it was only available through a trade paperback, because that was around the lockdown time. We were concluding the villain of the year / the infected Supergirl, and that Supergirl comic kind of went out with a whimper. So we have Josie Campbell writing it, and the cover art by Sophie Campbell. Oh, no, not Josie Campbell. Sophie Campbell. Okay, never mind. We do have a variant cover by Stanley Artgerm. Let's see. I wonder what that looks like. Let's see. I think that's going to be the one that I pick up. That Stanley Artgerm covers generally do look fantastic. All right. Kara Zor-El has been a key member of the superfamily in Metropolis, but what happens when she strikes out on her own? Follow Kara as she returns to her roots in Midvale, home of Supergirl. But how could this be? Our hero has not been back in years. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. We have celebrated writer, author, artist Sophie Campbell of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, I have heard some controversy regarding Sophie Campbell, and this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for IDW was from something I've never read, but from what I've heard, not the best writing. But that is to be, I guess, determined at a later date. I think this is interesting for, I guess, those speculators, plus a new costume designed by best-selling cover artist Stanley Artgerm Lau. So, I mean, I guess, those people are excited or will probably be picking that up too. So interesting that they have the new costume design on a variant cover. Interesting. All right. Mr. Terrific Year 1. Now, let's see. Written by Al Lutson. I don't know who that is. Let's see. I'm going to... All right. Okay. Okay. Al Lutson. Al Lutson. Let's see. Journalist. I'm not digging that. American writer, journalist, radio, podcast host since 2013. Where is comic? Letson credits comic book with teaching him how to read and conquer his dyslexia. He worked on independent content, blah, blah, blah. Part of DC Comics' second writer's workshop. Okay, so that's who that guy is. So it looks like he doesn't have many comic credits to his name. This is a mini-series. It is, $4.99 mini-series with a $5.99 cardstock. Let's see. Brilliant young inventor Michael Holtz. Okay, so they're doing the whole Michael Holtz origin story. Obviously, year 1 with that. And then, let's see. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, in the present day, Mr. Terrific. Okay, so it's going back and forth. So it's kind of doing a Tom King strange adventure type of a situation, possibly. Mr. Terrific continues his research into what became of Darkseid. Interesting. So this brand new one, which is a $4.99 cover price, is tied into what happened post Absolute Power and is tying into the Darkseid situation storyline that occurred. I'm not sure let's see. Discover the secret sorrows and triumphs of Mr. Terrific and how he became a thrilling modern retelling and expansion of his own origin story by DC Writers Workshop alums and multiple award-winning TV writer. He wrote TV? I didn't see that. What did he write? Playwriting. All right. Well, I'll take their word for it. He wrote TV. Whoops. Let's see. Al Lutson. Oh, I should have just continued reading. Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Okay, I saw that. I saw 1.5 episodes of Apple Plus. I passed on that. And then British fantasy award-winning artist Valentine. Okay, he did the Black Manta one, which is interesting because the story was a 6-issue mini for Black Manta just before they relaunched Aquaman with Jackson and Arthur as the both Aquaman men for the story, which was the ongoing story which lasted 7 issues. And whenever he did the Black Manta ones, his art was generally pretty good, but I believe out of 6 issues, he only did 3 of them. So it'd be interesting to see if he'll do more. Batman Superman World's Finest 39. Oh, look, we got Perpetua. We have the Absolute Amazos. And then we have the Batman Who Laughed. We are Yesterday Part 4, Batman Superman of Yesterday Today. As Gorilla Grodd's vicious temporal onslaught upon the Justice League continues, the Dark Knight and Man of Steel from the time of the world's finest get a horrifying glimpse into their own future. Interesting. So it sounds like they're taking this kind of Silver Agey story and they are connecting it to so the crossover with Justice League Unlimited. Interesting. Okay. I will tell you, I did a whole video on Mark Waid, my concern for Mark Waid, and to his credit, he did say that he was going to step away from social media, and he has done so. So perhaps the hyperbole of my writing is going to start suffering because I'm not happy that my person didn't win the presidency is just words on a page, and he actually is focusing on his job and not modern politics, which good on him. Okay, Absolute Batman number 8. I will tell you, I think Absolute Batman, so far, I've only read the first 4 issues. The 5th one is coming in the mail within the week. I think it's probably one of the best titles for the Absolute titles. Absolute Wonder Woman is second, and I am not really enjoying currently the Absolute Superman, which just devastates me. I wanted it to be good. I don't know what's coming out with the second arc, but I'm really close to possibly dropping it at the end of this second arc. Oh man, sorry, my contact just barely fell out. All right, so Scott Snyder, we have Marcos Martin, who last month was discussed as he is the 2-issue mini-series writer in this ongoing series that will do that. And then we're going to get back to Nick Dragotta as the main writer. Okay, Absolute Superman. Ooh, number 7. We got Brainiac in the Okay, so maybe not all hope is lost. Interesting, again, Carmen Di Domenico is on the art. Rafael Sandoval, who was the ongoing or supposedly the main go-to for the art, only did 5 issues, and now again kind of curious if this is just a 2-part mini. They didn't say last month either, so just going to be something to kind of pay attention to. His stolen alien technology is at the heart of Lazarus Corp. Okay. Yeah. I hope that this second arc of Absolute Superman starts really pulling me, because I think I was actually surprised that this is the one that I want to drop currently the most. I thought Wonder Woman was going to be, but I've actually got caught up through issue number 4 again, and I'm really enjoying Absolute Wonder Woman. I've heard some complaints about Kelly Thompson and whatnot. The art, Hayden Sherman, I feel as though there could be a different artist, but it doesn't, you know what? It's good. It's good, and I can't really complain about that. The Tetracide was a much greater threat than Wonder Woman had imagined for the first battles of the surface, but the Tetracide was child's play compared to the negotiating the complexities and evils of man's world. The mysterious Area 41 and its black box maze will be Diane's greatest test yet. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Absolute Martian Manhunter. Is it still? They haven't. Okay, it doesn't say ongoing, but it doesn't say 6-issue mini right there. And according to the Wikipedia, is it could go either way. Just like Sean Spencer, he's heard it both ways. Dennis Camp. I am not a fan of this cover art. I don't know what it is. I'm just not a fan of it. And because it is Javier Rodriguez on the cover art and also the interior art, the story is going to have to really sell me. And again, I'm just going to be waiting this out on DC Unlimited or Ultimate, the front infinite. There we go. Uh, they have so many different unlimited, power, absolute. Just stick with something, please. All right. It's a trip through the psychosphere, and okay, I might not care about that one, but we'll have to again see. Absolute Flash number 3. Let's see, what are some of these covers? That's a good cover. I like the Captain Cold right there. That's an interesting reimagining of Captain Cold. Curious what this green creature is. That's kind of a cool cover right there. Who did that one? So we got Nick Robles did the main one. I think Hanning did that one, which is very good. I would love for interior art to be done like this. Clayton Crane. Okay, I think he's done a couple of them when Joshua Williamson was on the Flash too, as well as I think Jeremy Adams. Okay, Wally's. It doesn't even. I don't even want to read this because I haven't even seen or gotten issue number 1 of Absolute Flash, so that would just be a waste of time. Absolute Green Lantern number 2. We have 3 covers. I think this one also is the one that they're giving a lot less information. Abin has arrived. Okay, so kind of similar. He's not dying. Let's see. The Judge All People, Evergreen, including Joel Mullen and Hal Jordan. Why is Joe having to be in here? Why couldn't it be? Why couldn't it either just be John Stewart or Hal or Kyle Rayner? Because again, what they're doing with Flash is there's no Barry. It's Wally. So, yeah, I think I'd be more for it if they just kind of did an individual one. Also, the other question I've been wondering, just to myself, is the absolute world, are there too many? I mean, the only one that we have a miniseries so far is the Martian Manhunter, but now we are now up to 5, where the Ultimates, I think the Ultimates are now up to 5. They have Absolute Wolverine, which is a 10-issue maxi. They have the ongoing of the Ultimates. They have Black Panther, Spider-Man, and the X-Men, which is ongoing. And so, okay, so they do have 5 too, but it's taken them a while to get 5, whereas I feel as though Absolute, because it was only 3 for the longest time. Anyway, Superman 26. We have Josh Williamson still writing, Eddie Barrows on art, as well as this person who I believe this person was on Action Comics with the previous story arc with John Ridley. Let's see. Superman is infected with red kryptonite. Okay. So we'll have to see how that goes. Wonder Woman number 21. Tom King writing. Gilliam March probably guest artist because Daniel Sampere or Samperi, however it's pronounced, is only doing the cover. Again, that's the other thing that confuses me is why is there going to be a crossover? Is there going to be a big, I know there is the Free Comic Book Day thing. I really hope that the Absolute World does not crossover with the main universe until the Absolute Universe is about ready to like crumble and die, probably from the Absolute Anti-Monitor or whatever. David Nakayama, what is his? Interesting. Is oh, there's okay. Is it Superman month? That's the second one I've seen. Okay, whatever, whatever. Justice League Unlimited, number 7. Okay, Travis Moore on art, Mark Waid writing. We are yesterday. Okay, so this is a crossover between. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I must not have been paying close attention to the previous solicits for April. So this is a crossover between Justice League Unlimited as well as Batman and Superman's World's Finest. Okay, so we are yesterday, and a special crossover with Batman's World's Finest. Okay, Justice League: The Atom Project. Now, I've only read the first issue of this. I've actually really liked it. Again, John Ridley was something that I was really worried about. I'm hoping that because Ryan Parrott's name is the first one, that he is basically the main writer, and maybe John Ridley is, co-writer or ideas guy. The art and cover done by Mike Perkins, I think, is fantastic. It's one of those ones that it is beautifully looking. And again, only having read first one so far, I really like the connectivity between the Absolute Power event as well as the All In, with so many questions of revolving around Darkseid and all these power stuff. So I really, really like this. I'm kind of kicking myself for not jumping all in, pardon the expression, and picking up all of the 6-issue miniseries. But again, John Ridley's name is close to, because of my experience with I Am Batman and with Black Panther, is kind of close to I almost do not buy. But Ryan Parrott, because of his long run on Power Rangers, because of what he's done so far with Rogue Sun, maybe I should have been a little bit more trusting. So again, my bad right there, but I will be reading these as they come out on the DC Infinite Universe app. JSA number 7. All right. I'm not impressed with that cover art. That one's pretty good. I like that one. Oh, that one's pretty cool too. All right. Interesting. Justice Society and the rest of the hero community mourn the loss of one of their own, but as the dirt settles, the JSA needs to find a way forward to stop the Injustice Society's plans, or the world's doomed. Okay. Yeah, I have the first 3 issues of this, and I just haven't had the time. I am hopeful that this is going to be a really good series. So it's on the pull list until either A, it goes up in price, or B, the quality definitely is not there. Action Comics 1086. Finally, we are done. This is what makes me sad about this. Brad Walker. This is fantastic cover art right there. Brad Walker did the some of the Aquaman Rebirth, as well as the Peter J. Tomasi Batman run. Why can't we have him? Why can't we have nice things all the time? Detective Comics 1097, Tom Taylor. This is really good. I really am digging Detective Comics right now. I also am digging Batman and Robin. I wish that they were kind of a little bit more interconnected, but both of them work well individually too. It's just that Robin is currently struggling with 2 issues that are both similar, but they're not being talked about. Anyway, or one is not being talked about or referenced. Anyway, we'll have to see where that goes. I do think Philip Kennedy Johnson needs more books. Similarly to, I'm glad that Jeremy Adams is on more books. Speaking of one, Aquaman number 5. Have not yet flipped open this first one, but I will. It's just, the time. The New Gods number 6. I think I'm going to just... this is the interesting thing, is this reads better physically. I'm not sure I want it physically until it's done in like a trade paperback, but it reads better physically than it does digitally. And so I'm just kind of curious if I've got the first 4. Do I pre-order and see out this whole series? Will Ram V, and just kind of get a little too deep. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah. Nightwing number 126. We have Dan Waters. Francisco Francavilla is on the interiors. Again, Dexter Soy is. I wish he was on the interiors as well too. Francavilla is a fantastic artist, but I do think that Nightwing. And I haven't seen Francavilla's Nightwing work before, but I think Dexter Soy's work works. And the only one that would work even better would be Ryan Sook, I believe. But he is on one of Tom King's books. Catwoman number 76, Torrin Grumbeck. I saw this through the first 3 issues. I think I'm done with this. I really like the first one that Torrin Grumbeck did. I really did. And it's the interesting thing is I think they keep on flipping back and forth between artists too. And what we need Ram V back on Catwoman. That was a fantastic run with, I can't think of who the artist is, but that was a fantastic run, and I really appreciate it. Harley Quinn, number 51. I've tried to read Harley Quinn. It's just not my cup of tea. Poison Ivy, number 33. G. Willow Wilson. I've actually tried to read this, and I lost interest quick. I do like that it is a $3.99 cover price. I believe at one point in time it was a $4.99, possibly. I might be incorrect. Birds of Prey, number 21. I know there's some people that really think that this is not a good book, and there's some that think it is a fantastic book. I think it is a book that is enjoyable, kind of. Sami Bashir, he did he did not do the Aquaman book. I believe he did the he did an Aquaman book. I can't remember which one it was, and the art's pretty good. Batgirl number 7. I have not picked this up one bit whatsoever. There was a Stanley Art Germ Lau cover for issue number 1, and I didn't pick it up. And I'm now that much sadder in my life for not having that. I will be reading this online, but for some reason, you can only afford so much, right? Spinning Out of Mother, the first arc's world-shattering finale. Lady Shiva unveils her true secret origins to Batgirl for the very first time. Ooh. Courtesy of special guest artist Isaac Goodart. Don't miss the definitive history of Lady Shiva. Interesting. Fire and Ice, When Hell Freezes Over, number 2. Yeah, I'm not into that. I didn't watch read the Welcome to Smallville series. Issue number 3 of the Secret Six. Now, it was brought up to my attention. I don't like, I can't even think of his name. What is his name? I've maybe just mentally blocked it out of my head. Anyway, Nakamura, John's boyfriend. It's a 6-issue mini. I think personally for me, 6-issue minis, unless it really compels me by the writer, by the idea, I think I'm generally out. And Nicole Main's Dreamer, I think did a serviceable job on some of the Absolute Power tie-ins, but this is, and maybe I'm just not giving her full credit for this, but I think I would rather just read this. Steven Segovia does a really good job. On art, he did the Wildcats as well as, is it Wildcats? Anyway, he did Wildstorm, not Wildstorm, whatever. He did that. He's done some of the Spawn with some of the ongoing titles for Spawn here and there. His art is very well, and it's not an art thing. I think it's a 6-issue mini, and it is done by a writer that I'm not sure. And then of course you have the Nakamura kid. Flash that is a cool cover right there. Not gonna lie, that is a cool cover. Flash, done by Simon Spurrier. I've been reading some of these on the Infinite Universe app. I don't, which is it saddens me because I had such a long ongoing Flash run and I just needed to stop. Green Arrow 24, Chris Conton, Montas. Fantastic writing so far, fantastic art so far. I think that this book deserves a lot more attention than it's getting. Hopefully, it continues to go on, especially since it started off as just kind of almost a tie-in to what Joshua Williamson was doing as 6-issue mini to a maxi to an ongoing. Green Lantern 23, this is fantastic. Jeremy Adams is just nailing it. I love that Zarmonico is back on this book, and I think that this is just going to just keep on going, delivering strength to strength. Green Lantern Corps number 4. I have not yet read this. I do have hope. Jeremy Adams is on this book. Morgan Hampton, who did the Cyclops in the Dawn of DC 6-part mini, is one of the co-writers too. I don't know if there's. I'm gonna guess that there's probably 2 stories going on, maybe. I mean, it's 32 page, so it could be. Oh, Teen Lantern, come on. Zatanna, which is a Jamal Campbell art story and whatever. I have not read this one. I don't really do magic well in comic books. It's just not one of my cup of teas. So that's just kind of something that I've lost interest in. Titans 23. I wonder. Oh, Pete Woods is back. We keep on and on again, off again artist from Pete Woods. All right. Nobody's quite sure. Let's see. Cyborg's got a feeling. Well, he's being dragged away, and then there's, well, at least Beast Boy. That'd be an interesting feeling right there. It's whatever, artificial intelligence. Again, this is one of the ones because of I didn't mind some of the things that I've read John Layman on in the New 52, but again, the instant I believe issue number 3 came out and Pete Woods was already off that book, it was one of those. If I see myself as DC has confidence in this book if they don't tinker with the artist and the writer. Now, if there's a reason for it, if there's slowness occurring, I get that, and I don't know what it's like. But again, it just causes me to pause, and I paused pulling Titans. Batman and Robin at number 21. This is perhaps one of the best ongoings in the mainline universe, probably minus Green Lantern. Again, Philip Kennedy Johnson, fantastic. I wish we had every single time. Javi Fernandez, not too bad, but the art that was done by Miguel Mendonca as the sub artist, it was just a little bit more clear, just a tad bit more. I don't know. At least to my eye, just more enjoyable. Robin has been kidnapped. Ooh. Okay, year 1, Batman and Robin. I didn't pick this up. I was just gonna wait this sucker out and just read it all at once. It's a 12-issue maxi series, and it's kind of going back in time. Mark Waid is the writer. Chris Samney is also writing, but also on the art too. And I think that because of it kind of going back in time and with all the books or whatnot, I would love to support DC more with the $3.99 books, because I appreciate the not price gouged, because it used to be $4.99 with 8 more pages. For 8 more pages, you get to pay $1 more, and there's a second story. Now we get to pay $1 more and no extra story. Let's see, Metamorpho, the Element Man. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Two-Face, again, I think it's a 7-issue miniseries. I'll just wait that one out. Batman Dark Patterns. This is interesting because Hayden Sherman, who's doing the art for Absolute Wonder Woman, is doing this here. I think this is the early days also of Batman, and because of that, I think I'm just going to kind of wait this one out. Resurrection Man. is this? Oh, this is a miniseries. I felt as though when they initially announced it was an ongoing, but yeah. DC versus Vampires World War Five V number 9. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying reading this on the app. Ooh, that Matthew Rosenberg, Shane McCall. Oh yeah, there's a backup story. Yeah, forgot about that. DC X Sonic the Hedgehog. Sure, why not? Teen Titans Go number 3. Let's go down further. Peacemaker presents The Vigilante. This is Consultant by James Gunn. Yeah, okay. Okay, The Facsimile, Batman 616 with and then we're nearing the finale of the first Hush arc. That happened a long time ago. Legends of the Dark Knight Halloween Special, Facsimile. Okay, ooh, that one looks nice. I'd like to, maybe I might pick up that one. Metamorpho, again, they're probably getting ready for the Superman book having Metamorpho stuff. Mad Magazine, they're getting ready for, obviously, the Superman movie coming out. Catwoman, who is Selena Kyle. This one, issue number 1 of Torun Grunbeck was fantastic. I'm slowly losing interest. And, okay, there is these first sets of trade paperbacks. And this one, I don't think, I was reading in a forum that Shazam might have canceled. I'm not sure if it's going to go out the next last issue coming out next month or whatnot. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. I'm just going to fly through some of these. Okay, let's see. Okay, DC Finest Justice Society of America. I did not pick this up. I looked at some of the issues of the first one, and I just noticed that it was very wordy. This one I'm very interested in because this one, and one other reason why, not only if I'm interested in the DC Finest title that I'm picking it up, but also because some of these are not and have not been collected and don't exist on the DC Infinite Universe app, which a lot of these ones right here do not. So that's the only way that you can get that. DC Finest Science Fiction, The Guerrilla World. What is this? DC Finest proudly presents the first genre anthology featuring classic science fiction stories that have never been collected. Okay. And so I'm curious if I'm going to have to check and to see if these exist in the app. Supergirl Cosmic Adventure. Okay, so there's that. Supergirl New 52 Omnibus. Here's the thing. I pre-ordered the Red Lantern one because it does cross over with Supergirl and whatnot with that, and I'm just kind of curious what this has. This has Supergirl through there, Superboy Annual, Superman. Yeah, so I think for me, unless I really get blown away by it, and maybe I should just kind of read some of these issues, I think it's an easy pass right there. Superman by Kurt Busiek book. I wish this was an omnibus, but I think I'm also waiting this out to come out on DC's Finest. So that's perfectly fine. Nightwing by Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo. Kind of, sort of, because, yeah, and others. Yeah, no duh. I have the whole thing. I don't need to buy it and own it in omnibus form. Let's see, John Constantine. Never been a Constantine person, or Constantine, depending on how you pronounce it. I don't know what 100 Bullets are. There we go. Absolute Wildcats. That's the one I was talking about, by Jim Lee. I wonder if this has also some of the X-Men stuff. Because at one point in time there was, yeah, right there. With Mark Silvestri's Cyberforce 1 through 3, Wildcats / X-Men. Interesting. Okay. Because I did have the opportunity to buy that years ago, and I passed on it. So that's going to be one that I have to consider. Wonder Woman by George Perez. This is just a soft cover. Again, no, never mind. I was going to say, again, we're doing that, but no, Doom Patrol is not making it in movie form. Shane the Changing Man by Peter Milligan and Chris Bacalato. I think I pronounced that right. Boccicello. Superman box set. I think that's on. And this one, I think, this is an interesting thing. Somebody brought up the fact that the only thing that really DC's collecting for Batman, and maybe it's just how they're writing it, is some of these story arcs. Because you have the Nightfall, Road to No Man's Land, the Murder Turned Fugitive, Hush, and then of course you have Grant Morrison right there. So it's going to be interesting if that is how the majority of some of the oversized stuff is going to be collected in for Batman and DC Finest. It's going to take a while for you to get those in DC Finest. All right, well, that is that. So again, thank you for watching this solicits video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please comment down below. What are you thinking about picking up? What are you thinking about skipping? What do you think is going to have long-lasting impact on comic society as a whole? Thanks for watching. Download, subscribe, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, whatever. And until next time, I will see you in the dollar section, where obviously some of these will be. Bye.